Hi rabbits, Research Turtle here. Today we are diving into one of the most significant shifts in the history of science. We are witnessing the moment biology transitions from an experimental science to an information science. This is the story of the Computational Renaissance. Let's get started. Take a look at this graph. For decades, the pharmaceutical industry has been haunted by Eroom's law. That's Moore's law spelled backward. Despite better technology, drug discovery has become slower and more expensive, leading to a massive productivity collapse. But look at the tail end of the graph. In 2025, we're seeing a reversal. Why? Because of a historic partnership between NVIDIA and Eli Lilly. This isn't just about faster computers, it's about building AI factories. In the San Francisco Bay Area, these giants are building a $1 billion lab that uses NVIDIA's Vera Rubin architecture and the BioNeMo cloud. They aren't just storing data, they are manufacturing intelligence. This infrastructure allows researchers to instantly deploy generative AI foundation models to solve biological problems. Here is how the process changes. The old way was linear and took months. The new way is a continuous learning loop. First, the dry lab predicts the best molecules using AI. Second, the wet lab uses robotics to validate them. Third, that data feeds back into the model, making it smarter. This cycle happens in days, not months. Why is everyone doing this? It's simple economics. Wet labs rely on physical reagents, variable costs that are expensive and slow. Dry labs rely on computational power, fixed infrastructure that is fast and scalable. By shifting to a dry lab-first approach, companies can save up to 70% on R&D costs and cut cycle times in half. The wet lab doesn't disappear. It evolves into a data factory for validation. We're seeing a convergence. Silicon Valley is becoming the new Bio Valley. Google's DeepMind and isomorphic labs are solving the brain of the problem with AlphaFold 3. Microsoft is democratizing AI for researchers at Novartis, and AWS is providing the utility infrastructure for giants like Merck and Amgen. The barrier between tech and pharma is gone. Now, let's talk about hallucinations. In chatbots, making things up is bad, but in drug discovery, it's actually a feature. We call it creativity. Traditional discovery only looked at known drug libraries, a tiny universe. Generative AI can explore the massive unknown, hallucinating novel molecules that have never existed in nature but follow the laws of physics. This leads us to de novo design, designing from scratch. With tools like AlphaFold 3, we aren't just predicting structures, we're modeling how proteins, DNA, and ligands interact with atomic precision. We can now design proteins to solve problems that evolution missed. The revolution isn't just in the lab, it's in clinical trials. Recruitment is a huge bottleneck. Enter synthetic control arms. Instead of giving real patients a placebo, which can be unethical in fatal diseases, we use real-world data from past trials to create a virtual control group. This saves time and lives. We can go even further with digital twins. Companies like Unlearn.ai create a digital avatar of a patient to predict their future health trajectory. By comparing the real patient to their digital twin, we increase statistical power and need fewer humans for the trial. Regulators like the EMA are already qualifying these methods. Speaking of regulators, they're adapting too. The FDA is taking a flexible, conversation-based approach. The EMA is focused on formal qualifications and the AI Act. But there's a legal catch. AI cannot be an inventor. To secure patents, companies must document the human-in-the-loop strategy. The biggest barrier isn't technology, it's culture. We need to bridge the gap between biologists who rely on intuition and data scientists who rely on logic. Companies like Novartis are adopting an unbossed culture where data drives decisions, not hierarchy. Is this actually working? Yes. In silico medicine proved it with a phase 2 success for their IPF drug. Exscientia showed efficiency, synthesizing 10 times fewer compounds. And even failures like Verge Genomics are valuable because in this new world, failure equals data. So what does the vision for 2030 look like? Discovery will be virtualized. Dry lab first becomes the industry standard. We'll shift from finding drugs to engineering health. Biology has officially become an information science. That's it for today. Turtle out.